We are live for the first test match between Australia and Bangladesh. It is 27 degrees in Darwin at this point in time, while in Adelaide it is fucking 14 degrees and raining. So Australia have won the toss. They've decided to bat. Travis Head and Weathers, Jack Weatherall will come out to bat, just about to get underway. Travis Head will take first ball. Lively green grass on the top of the deck, but there's only 4 millimeters of it. So Cricket Australia, Pat Cummins batting first. So what he's saying is if we can get through the first session, that 4 millimeter of grass, which isn't much, will dry out, and it should turn into an absolute batting paradise if Australia not 3 or 4 down before the break. Bangladesh seam bowlers are actually pretty good, especially Taskin, who's a very good bowler. Who is opening? Yeah, Travis Head and Weathers are opening. Hello, MD. Hello, Chris. Mello. Adrian's in there. Adrian. No, I did watch the toss, Adrian. I was there for the toss. I just couldn't be asked going live. And just waiting. So there's Tuscan mid 55 test wickets. Very good bowler, very crucial bowler. Did well against Pakistan a couple of months ago. Travis Head will take first guard, and in comes Tuscan. Oh, good ball. Line and length right into the pads of Travis Head. That's a very good start. Trying to get some away movement from away from Travis Head there. Nice and straight. No swing. Tuscan comes in again. Away. Oh, Travis Head plays at it and hits for 4. Whew. Bang. What a start by Travis Head. Line and length, bit of width, and blast for 4. Head comes in and Head leaves it alone outside off stump. It's actually giving a no ball, that. So, yeah, no ball there. Good ball. Middle of the stump. Head just plays it away on the leg side. No run. It was actually a 4 no balls as well. So when Head hit that boundary, it was actually a no ball. So apart from that, the over's actually been decent here by Taskin. 4 slips and a gully. Tuscan comes in on the middle stump. LBW shout, but that is nothing that Travis said should be worried about. Actually came in and moved actually into Travis Head there. So I can see what Tuscan's trying to do. He's trying to pitch it around the middle stump and trying to get the ball in to get an LBW on leg stump. He has a skill for it. He's a very skillful bowler, Tuscan. Oh, that's just high anyway. Travis Head jumping in his crease. Tuscan comes in. Just outside off stop, Head plays at it, and it's a dot ball, and that's the end of the over. Apart from the no ball, the 4 no balls, that was a decent over. None for 5. Yeah, any width you give Travis Head, he's just going to blast. So apart from the loose ball, that was a really good over. Why is my scorecard fucked up like that? Small scorecard. There we go. That's a little bit better. Doing cricket streams, hey, they fucking lit. That's it, Manny. That's it, mate. How many bull duck for Marnus here? Probably a 20 bull duck. So Mahmood comes in. Weatherwall. Weatherwall plays at it and cuts it away through the gully for 4. In fact, there wasn't really much of a cut show. It was actually an edge that went past gully, and it's gone for 4. Good piece of bowling there. They're both very aggressive batsmen. Weatherall's a very aggressive batsman at times, especially when I'm bowling to him. So Mahmood down leg side. Jake Weatherall plays at it. Doesn't get any bat on it. A bit of glove maybe, and it goes for a single. Good start. Good start. Oh, there we go. A little medium pacer here, Mahmood. Comes in. The bowling fairly straight this morning. And Head just tucks that away to fine leg for a single. Probably a little bit too straight for the first couple of overs here. Bit too straight. Good thing about cricket, you can just read comments. Big Beau Webster is back. Absolutely, he is back. Hello, MD. Hello, Manny. Hey, Age. Hey, Chris. So Mahmood comes in against straight. Oh, he squares up Jay Weatherall and play and a miss. That's a good ball. Bit of movement off the seam, but just the length was a little bit too short. But it really squared up Weatherall there. So Weatherall playing on the back foot there. He was expecting a short one. Pitched on middle stump and then went away. Oh, that's a beauty of a delivery, but it was just a little bit too short. Geez, he had Weatherall in absolute stitches, that ball. Comes in again. More movement away. That's down leg side though. And Weatherall leading edge to the covers, but there's no filter there. Getting some movement here. Just needs to be a little bit straighter for me. It's a little bit too leg side-ish, too straight. And I do not like how Weathers is going on the back foot there. So it tells me, knowing Weathers, he's not sure at the moment. His back foot play again. Oh, leaves that one again a little bit too short, but that's the end of the over. That's a good over. None for 11. Welcome to the Cricket Zone, Lucas. How you doing today? Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, mate. Hello, Chris. Hello. Thank you all for the comments. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Just wondering which what I'm watching it on. And it really doesn't matter what broadcast I'm watching on because I have it on mute, but for reference, it is a Channel 7 broadcast. And the Channel 7 scorecard has Australia 3 for 18. Maybe they know something we don't. So Tuscan comes in again, too straight down the leg side, and head just hits it away to mid wicket for a dot. Again, on the pads here, and head just pushes it away. Again, this looks like a deliberate ploy here. So they've seen something, and they think they can exploit it. Very leggish. Well, they're not really bowling leg side bowling, but they're bowling straight, middle to leg stump. So they've seen something, or they've worked on something. Because this is very unusual for bowlers to bowl like this with the new ball. So Tuscan comes in again. That's more straight. Head smacks it to mid off for no run. It's a little bit better. It's a very tamed effort at the moment. I've gave Weathers too much runs there. He's on 5 and 4. Of course, the no ball, which is the extra run. Tuscan comes in again. Again on the pads, and head just pushes it away to mid wicket. There's no swing out there whatsoever. That's to be expected with the moisture. There's not going to be much swing there. In fact, there's no swing whatsoever. Been a few seaming deliveries, but no swing. Tuscan comes in again on the leg side to head, and head it hits it to mid wicket for no run. Very strange tactics here. They're trying to keep head pinned down in his crease. It's the only thing I can think of, because head likes to start early. So head 5 from 13. We see that a lot in the Ashes early in the year and late last year. We saw head, he did take his time. He batted like a traditional opener, to be fair. He took his time, and when the And when the ball pitch flattened out a little bit and the ball wasn't seeming to swing, he just blasted off. So Tuscan comes in again. Again on the pads to Travis Head. He ticks it away to find leg for a single. Goes to 6. That's the end of the over. Very strange. None for 12. Manny says Chris. Yep, Manny's there. Chris is there. Everybody is in the chat. Doesn't really matter what I sync up anyway, because there is going to be a minute delay from YouTube to when I'm broadcasting it. So all the technology in the world. So Head's still on strike because he took a single off the last ball of the over. So yeah, no swing whatsoever. A little bit of seam movement. Oh, that took off. There was some seam movement there. Too wide though. Travis Head left it alone. Just pitched it outside off and then went away. So there's still there's enough in the pitch. There's enough in the pitch. There's enough movement. It's got to be a little bit more off stump here. So he comes in again, Mahmood. Again, leg side and Head hits it away to mid wicket. Feel like I can leave that recording on replay. Not awfully quick. .2. So Mahmood comes in again. Again, leg side. Oh, leading edge in the air. Oh, it just goes over the bowler's head. Oh, that took off. That surprised Travis Head, and he's a lucky, lucky man to be still there. A leading, geez, that's a huge leading edge. That could have went absolute anywhere. Oh, wow, and that tactic of bowling leg side or middle stump almost worked there. Bit of bounce, and that landed in between 3 fielders past the bowler's head. That is unbelievable. So he comes in again, Head plays at it, and that's going to be a single in the covers. Oh, that could have went. That just could have went anywhere. That could have went to keeper. Could have went to slip. Could have went to the bowler. Could have went to mid on, mid off, and just landed in between the bowler and the mid on and mid off. Wowee! And that tactic of middle stump almost came off. Retherall. Oh, he gets cut open there, Retherall. He's all at sea at the moment. His footwork is not right. He's playing on the back foot. Again, it's just too short. You got to pitch the ball up. You got to give it a chance. That's going over the stump. Well, I cut Jay Retherall in half. It went over the stump, so it's not a threatening ball if you do miss it. Look at that. Bounced right over the stumps. I'd like to see Jake Retherall just to play a bit on the front foot here. So he's playing on the back foot here, so he's not sure. Comes in. Oh, goes attacking shot. Tries to blast up, pull through the covers, misses it. No edge to the keeper. So he's struggling a little bit there, Jake Retherall. And it's the end of the over. It's none for 18, I believe. 12, sorry. None for 12. Very, very lucky there, Travis Head. But you need luck as an opener. You really need luck as an opener on these kind of pitches. But there's still a bit of grass. No, sorry, none for 13. My bad. The Tuscan continuing. The Head outside off stump, and Head leaves it alone. Rarely. A rare leave. Outside off stump by Travis Head. So Tuscan comes in again. Oh, comes back in outside off stump. Good leave by Travis Head. Just moves in towards him, but the bounce goes past the stumps. It's a good wicket, good bouncy wicket, good drop in. Usually with drop ins, a lot of the pitches can be a little bit of a lottery, but so far it's not too bad. The odd one has moved. No swing, which helps the batsman. So Tuscan down the leg side, Head just casually as you like, hits it to fine leg and they'll run a single. All right, we're going to look at Weathers here. Seems to be struggling a little bit, Weathers. I don't like how he's playing on the back foot. If I was a bowler here for Bangladesh, I'd pitch that ball up nice and full. Around off stump, getting driving. Actually, it wasn't a single to Head. They've gave that leg buys. So I don't. So it's his Head still on 7. So Weatherall here plays a big LBW shout, but it's just a little bit too high. Again, he's playing off the back foot there. Jake Weatherall is getting himself into horrible positions. DRS timer in there. Don't think they're going to review this. Not much interest from the slips. More the bowler. The bowler just turns away. So there you go. There's Weatherall playing on the back foot there, then going forward. So his technique's not quite there, Weatherall. Yeah, way too high. You got to pitch that ball up higher. You got to pitch the ball up fuller. Much fuller, gets it away, beats the keeper for 4. In fact, it's going to be 4 buys. The umpire's called. It's a bit harsh on. It's harsh on the keeper. He had not a chance. It was down the leg side. There was no bat there, and the umpires gave it buys. Look how Weatherall's legs are going towards leg stump, way out of position. You got to pitch that ball up full and wide. He'll edge off Jake Weatherall. This if the bowler can get it right, he'll edge off Jake, or he'll get LBW. Oh, that's incredibly harsh on the keeper there. 4 buys. Tuscan comes in. No, that's too wide outside off stump. So they haven't found their range here, Bangladesh, yet. And Weatherall is all at sea, unfortunately. None for 18. Head on 7. Weathers on 4. Just see the technique of Head and Weathers. Like Head is not an opener. He's not an opener. Yet his footwork is a lot more better. Weathers has been opening all his life. And his technique has fallen away here. So Head on strike. Again, this middle stump line. Head just hits a single. That will come off the bat. So we'll give Head a run there. Hits it to fine leg for a single. So by bowling this way, you're taking away Head's boundaries. So they've probably done some research on here. And they almost got the wicket. They almost got a wicket. But at the same time, it's wasting the new ball. You're wasting it on one batsman. So Retherwell here comes in. This lead. Oh, that's a good leave by Retherwell. That good leave bounces over the top of the stumps. We haven't had a proper opener in a while. Yeah, Retherwell is going to make no runs in England here. Not with this technique. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at his technique. He's so far. His leg stump. He's almost like past leg stump. They're doing a comparison here on Channel 7. So the fifth test of the SCG, his feet position on middle stump. In this test, it's outside leg. He's a bit shuffly on the crease. That is something new I've seen with Retherwell here. Retherwell outside swings and misses to the keeper. No footwork there whatsoever. Concrete feet and almost edged it to the keeper. I've not seen Retherwell use that shuffle ever. Ever. That is something new that I've seen with that little shuffle. He's like shuffling. He's got the jiggers. And it's outside off stump and he tries to play the big booming cut shot. I mean, his feet didn't move. This is where the Bangladesh bowlers are going to be smart here. They're just got to stay on that line. Look at him shuffle there, Jake Retherwell. I've not seen that. Comes in again. Oh, he leaves it and the bounce just goes over the stumps. It's a good pitch, good bouncy pitch. Got to bowl it much fuller. You really got to bowl it fuller. And Retherwell, he's just got to get through this. Look at that view. That's a good view. I reckon there should be 2 tests a year in the winter, every year. I think next year gets Zimbabwe or Ireland. So Mahmood comes in again to Retherwell. Much fuller but too wide. Retherwell, that's probably the best. That's probably the best shot Retherwell was played. At least he got on the front foot there and when he left that ball. Well, they're just wasting this new ball, Bangladesh. So head 8 off 22. Weathers 4 off 14. But we saw that one from Head during the Ashes. You know, did take his time. He was carefully, and then he exploded. But Weathers is a little bit at sea here, Weathers. It's just so weird to see him shuffle like that on the crease. Yorker ball down leg side. There's a shout. That caught Weathers off guard. That's a good, decent ball. But again, it's 2 leg side, and that's the end of the over. Some nice skill from that young man. But, yeah, the umpire just having a bit of a fun there, saying, mate, no need to appeal that. That is way down leg side. It's the end of the over. None for 19. Not bad skill there. Now, I was planning to do all day, but unfortunately, I have to fucking do some things after lunch, but hopefully I can get back in the 3rd session. Otherwise, I'll go again tomorrow. I'll do it again tomorrow, won't I? Tuscan comes in, and again, it just puts it away to mid wicket. I've never seen this tactic used to Travis Head. I know what they're doing. I know and it almost came off. It almost came off, but I've just never seen this tactic. So they have been watching the Ashes, Bangladesh, and they're not giving Head any width whatsoever. And it's just a little bit of a patience game to see if if Head does something about that. You know, plays outside of his crease, tries to blast it away. Weathers on strike now. Tuscan comes in. Weathers left alone way outside off stump. Oh, I've got to put in the none for 20. None for 20. But not a run to Head there because it came off the leg, so it's leg buys. So far, Head's showing good restraint. Signs of a really good opener, though. Signs of Head's just trying to get through this patch here. More as the morning goes on, that grass will become dead because there's only 4 millimeters of grass. So Tuscan comes into Weathers, way outside off, left alone. You got to make him play. You got to make him play while Weathers is just in this mood. But the last couple of leaves, at least Weathers was playing on the front foot there. The back foot didn't go back there. So a little bit more conviction there by Weathers. Big front foot forward, that's better. So none for 20. Tuscan comes in again. No, he just resets. False start. And there we go. It comes in again. The bouncer, Head plays that on the up, but very controlled. Sorry, Weathers, very controlled there by Weathers. He loves playing the pull shot. I know that from experience. And he gets a single. It's the first short ball we've seen of the morning. It was actually not a bad one as well. But Weathers was up to it. Let's see his footwork here. Yeah, he was a little bit out of his crease there. So that's a little bit. His last 3 balls have been a little bit better technique-wise by Weathers here. It's very good with the short ball, Weathers. Don't bowl short to him. MD Rifa says Bangladesh for the flag. Thanks for joining us, mate. So Tuscan to Head. So to Weathers, sorry. Down the leg side, and I'll pick up a single. Come on, Lucas, update the scoreboard. I actually didn't run there. The Head is on 9. Update the scoreboard. How have we gone, Lucas? Yeah, not too bad. Weathers has struggled a little bit. There's a little bit in it for the seamers. But all in all, there was a little chance where Head a leading edge between it fell between the bowl and the mid on and mid off. So they're bowling this middle stump line, Bangladesh. In comes Tuscan. Again on middle stump, and Head doesn't even play the shot. He just leaves it. Going down leg side, so he just leaves it. No chance of an LBW. Funny that. Weatherall stands to look. It does look awkward. I don't know why he's doing that shuffle. That's so weird. That little shuffle. And that is the correct score. But they're there. They're still there. They're still there. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. So Weatherall, Mahmood to Weatherall. Oh, outside off, and Weatherall tries to blast it. He mistimes it because he's not moving his feet there. Again, concrete feet. and just hits it into the dirt and goes to slip. Oh, he went wide. His footwork went way back to past the leg stump there, Rethel. And just completely, that should have been 4. If that was head, that would have been absolutely 4 there. So he's struggling here, Rethers. Saw one over and ball was hooping around here. It's a little bit of no swing, but a bit of seam here. He has got the shakes, Weatherall. A little bit straighter this time, Weatherall gets the single. So they're still surviving. They're surviving. Weathers goes to 8. Geez, you look at this pitch. You look at this pitch doing something and you think, could we bowled first? Could we have bowled first? Could Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, could they have got a few, could they've got like 3-4 wickets in the first session? Think we missed a trick there. Yep, the pitch is going to flatten out in the next session, but I reckon we could have put a lot of pressure on Bangladesh. I think that was a trick missed by Cummins. So Mahmood comes in again. Head gets a single to fine leg. Just wait if that's leg byes there, because there's been a couple of leg byes, and that's a runs. So yeah, strange plan by Bangladesh. This middle stump line that they're bowling, so they're trying to take heads boundaries away. So like I said, they've obviously been watching the Ashes, which is good to see. They've done their homework. But at the same time, it's up to Head if he remains patient. So far, Head's being content. He's remaining patient, which is a good thing to be an opener. With an opener, you must be patient. I haven't seen bowl for so long. Is Hazelwood swing or seam? He's a seam bowler. Can swing at Hazelwood. Fuller ball. Weatherall hits it. That's a good shot by Weathers, but again, he doesn't time it. But they will pick up a couple of runs. See, that's the length for me. That's not a bad ball. I think that's where you got to be. Nice seam position out the hand there by Mahmood. Yeah, he just doesn't get out of the middle of the bat, Weatherall. It just rotates in his hand. But I think that's a good line. I think that's where I'd be if I was a bowler. Right there. Oh, Weatherall plays a drive and a huge miss. Oh, a lot of... They're not really chances, but when you nick them... A good keeper, Linton Das. Very good keeper at the back there. 7.5 overs. The run rate's 3.5, which is good. Especially on a green top like this. So yeah, 4 millimeters of grass. In the Ashes, the average millimeter of grass was 8. So not much here, but if you get it right, you'll get wickets. And I don't think Bangladesh have got it right. Mahmood comes in. Full ball, and Weatherall absolutely smacks that past the fielder. That will go for 4. That's a much better shot by Weatherall. Oh, it's a little bit of a teaser for the fielder there, and it just gets to the boundary. That's a much better shot. So a bit fuller, and Weather smacks that for 4. But I think that's the right line. I think that's what they should have started with, to be honest. So it's taking them 8 overs. That's 8 overs of shine off the ball. None for 31. Good shot by Weathers. First boundary from Weathers as well. Nice and full. Yeah, that came out of he still wasn't completely out of the middle, but it was good forward conviction. You just got to stay there as a bowler. You got to risk getting belted sometimes. And there is going to be a change. Earbot comes on. 25 test matches. 43 wickets. Probably their fastest bowler. Can get up to the 140s. Comes in and forward short again on middle stump. Head just leaves it alone. Yeah, Iberdot can swing the ball. He's a swing bowler. But I don't think you'll get much swing out there with the conditions. I don't think it's going to be a conditions for swing bowling. Leg stump goes away from Travis Head. Travis Head nicely defends out the middle of the bat for a dot. 0 for 31, and Head hasn't going not yet, not bad yet. It's a good start. It's okay. It's good. They're still out there. They've struggled, but they're still out there. It's a good start. .72 run rate. It's good. So Iberdot to Head. Oh, cuts Head in half. That's a beauty. But again, it's too short. It's too short to take off the bails. You just got to get a little bit fuller. So that seemed into Travis Head. Cut him in half. Well, that ball took off, didn't it? But it's just too short. The first time there's been a test in Durham since 2003, I believe. So it's been a long, long time. Back when Steve Waugh was captaining. Oh, yeah, that took off that ball. Comes in. Oh, it cuts Travis Head again, but it's too short. They got to bowl it much fuller. They're wasting opportunity here. That ball took off again. So pitched outside off and came back to middle stump, but it's just too short. It's good bowling, really good bowling. And Head just says, yeah, that's too good, but you've got to pitch it up more. Let's see how far it goes above the stumps. Oh, it goes above the stumps by a mile, but you've got to pitch it up. Speed this over, so he's a mid-130s. Comes in. Much fuller LBW shout. Huge shout. They all go up. I think that's, again, a little bit too high. They might review this, Bangladesh. He is playing a shot as well, so if he did pitch outside off, it won't be given out. He's trying to convince his captain here. He's still trying to convince that he's nodding his head saying it is. Oh, he does review with the last second. Well, I don't think the keeper was completely sure there, who is the captain. He wasn't completely sure. And if your keeper is not sure, usually a sign that it's not out. But they have reviewed this. It is close. It was a little bit fuller than the last two deliveries. Oh, I think that's clipping. But it's going to remain not out. Yeah, head smiling and laughing. I think that's going to be umpire's call there. So it comes in, not out. Oh, umpire. Oh, it's missing. Okay. Yeah, just missing off stump. In fact, it's also the impact is outside off as well, and Head's playing a shot. So that's a wasted review there by Bangladesh. I can see why they took it, but the keeper was just not convinced who is the captain. And the keeper is usually a good advocate for this. It's actually a very good stride by Travis Head as well. Yeah, you can just see the shout by the keeper. It wasn't a huge shout. He was just going with his bowler. He wasn't sure himself. So he got sucked in there by the bowler, as you always do. But this is good bowling here by Ibot. Just needs to stay on that line. Travis Head comes in. Again, more seam movement. but that's just too straight. It's a good over though. It's a maiden over. Let's see the comments here. Is this Nathan Lyons last year? Could be. Could be. 4 or bounces to head anything in between he eats up, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, that's it. No, my response to the test match in Darwin, yeah. Nathan Lyons last year. Could be. It could be. Well, no, he wants to get back for the Ashes next year. So it won't actually, unless he gets another injury. Green is only one below 30 and he's 26. Yeah, it's only one. Just looking at Weatherall's technique here. Yeah, he's just... Yeah, not good. It's not good. Too high. Outside, yeah, it was outside off impact. Bowlers always confident, are they? Bowlers think it's always out. So outside off, oh, Weatherall tries to go for it again. He just can't get bat on it. Or probably luckily he can't. It goes to the keeper. Going for a big drive. So at least the Bangladesh bowlers are more balls that are outside off now. Yeah, I reckon the Ashes will be his last series. Yeah, I reckon for a lot of bowlers, for a lot of players as well. Maybe Hazelwood, Lyon. So Mahmood comes in again. Oh, that's much better. That is creamed. Oh, that is the shot of the morning. A little bit wider this time, and Reathers goes absolutely full boot. That smacked in the middle of the bat. No need to replay that. Whew. Goes to 18. Yeah, don't bowl there. That's just full and wide. That's just short and wide. That's a nothing delivery. Yeah, well, that might get the fire started for Weatherall. Oh, that creamed off the middle of the bat as well. Look at that. Look at the follow through there. So Ahmood comes in again. Outside. Oh, it seemed heavily away from Weatherall. That pitched to leg side and it hit Weatherall. So there's still some seam movement out there. See, I think we've missed a trick not bowling first. I reckon we could have had them 4-5 down in the first session with this seam movement. So that pitched outside leg and then just followed Weatherall away, and it got him in the box, but no damage done. Hopefully, luckily, nothing worse being hit in that area. I should know from experience when I was keeping. I didn't wear a box and I got a bad bounce, and it wasn't particularly pleasant. Comes in, and Weatherall just leaves that outside off stump. It's a bit fuller. Bowler would have turned this pitch into me. Yeah, I reckon too. I reckon we missed a chance here. Like, it is going to be good for batting, but I reckon they could have had him 4-5 down. Especially if you get out Shanto and Mushy. If you get out them two, you're in. I think it's a missed opportunity. I think they're looking at the Weatherall defends. Dot ball. I reckon Pat Cummins and the coaching staff are looking at this and thinking, yeah, did we get it wrong? So Mahmood comes in again. Outside off, left alone. And nearly over, none for 35. This is actually a good. I know they've struggled, but it's a really good start actually, because the pitch will get better, and when Labuschagne, Smith, Carey, Green, when they come in, the conditions is going to be best for batting. So they're doing really well here. Sometimes as an opener, it's not always about runs. It's just surviving that new ball, holding up the other batters, keeping the other batters in the sheds as long as you can, which has been a bit of a debate because bit full head tries to smash this, doesn't get much out of it. I think it's going to be leg byes again here. Keep an eye on the umpire. These gave it runs. So head goes to 11. So a little bit full there, and head just tries to belt it, but he mistimed it, but he did get some bat on it. But yeah, sometimes it's not all about runs, but the debate with head is that, you know, when batting is best, you know, that's where you want head in, when the conditions are best for batting. So it could smack 100 off 70 balls. That's the debate. That's where it's going to hurt Australia. Redhook on strike, comes in, almost chops on. Almost chops on. No footwork whatsoever, but it went for 4, so we put it as runs. But his footwork went absolutely nowhere there, Redhook, and he got away with it. They are riding all the luck this morning, and Bangladesh are getting none of it. Again, that's what you need as an opener. Some luck. Oh, that could have went. Jeez, that could have went anywhere. So you're going to be on Mick stream live tonight. We'll wait and see with that one. Probably not, but we'll see. I might help on for a few minutes, actually, if he lets me, but yeah. But not for long, not for long. So Earbot is getting some seam movement here. Weatherall, just mistimes that completely down leg side. Probably would have been runs there. And it was a dot ball. Run rate 3. See, run rate's 3.81. They're none for 40. You think Australia made a very good decision to bat first, but the pitch doesn't reflect how good it is for the scoreboard. There's been a lot of play misses. There's been a leading edge that fell in front of 3 fielders, a chop on, a lot of play misses. Pitch is better. It's a lot harder than 0 for 40. So Earbot comes in. Short and wide. Redwald smacks that, but there is protection out there, and it's going to be a single. Yeah, you look at the scoreboard, 3.84 run rate, 0 for 41. You think, geez, it's a batting paradise. It's far from that. Pitch is much tougher than that. Short ball there, and head absolutely smashes it for 4. Yeah, you don't bowl there to Travis Head, no matter what the pitch is. If it's got 100 millimetres of grass, that is too short. That is a nothing ball. And Head just belts it for 4. That's poor bowling. Yeah, Head just on the back foot. Yeah, thank you very much for coming. Do not bowl there. So Earbot comes in. Down leg side again. Head plays and misses. That's the end of the over. It's 9. That's actually 10 from the over there. Come on, Lucas. Keep up the scoreboard. It's done for 45, not 44. Yeah, it's been a lot tougher than 0 for 45. That's for sure. It's been some luck. You need luck as an opener. But yeah, the debate is you want head out there for the best conditions. And if he can weather the storm like he did in the Ashes and then explode, that's good. That's great. But he's not going to have it all his own way. It's going to be a couple of innings where he does get ducks, where he does make low scores. And, that talk's going to come up, isn't it? So Rethel, edge score just short of the keeper. Wow. So Rethel plays a booming covering drive and just falls short. That's surprising to see what the bounce of this pitch. Oh, it just falls short of the keeper. That's actually a big edge. That's not a small edge. He went for a booming drive. I'm surprised that has fallen short. And again, once again, the luck has fallen away to the Australians. That's a massive edge that hasn't carried. And that's surprising because we've seen a lot of balls go over the stumps. So a bit of uneven bounce as well in the pitch. And they get away with it again. Oh, and that takes off as well. That goes head height to the keeper. So we're seeing a little bit of uneven bounce here. That's not what you want to see as a batsman. So that was pretty full as well. That's just taken off. And the keeper's done well there. And he just looks and he thinks, wowee, that took off. So we saw a ball that's completely fell short of the keeper, and we've seen one that's gone head height in the space of 2 deliveries. That is what you call uneven bounce. Geez, have we made the mistake of not bowling first? So Rethel, oh, that's taken off, and it's hit Rethel in the chest. The chest guard will come into play there. He'll be all right. And so that was a short ball. Rethel played off the back foot, and that's gone on top of Rethel there. That's gone a bit higher. So there's uneven bounce. So where's this pitched? Yeah, it's just. In fact, it stayed low. That ball stayed low it was right there to hit, but the ball stayed low. So there's uneven bounce now. They said the pitch will get better because there's only 4 millimeters of grass. Mahmood comes in. Rethel, edge it gone! Gone! Rethel is gone with a booming cover drive, and he's hit it to the first slip, and he's taken it clean as a whistle. Well, we've seen uneven bounce. That ball took off, and that went head high, and that is easily catched, and Rethel is gone. And Bangladesh get their first wicket. Right into the glove, of Linton Das. Is a very good keeper. He ain't going to drop that. No keepers could drop that, to be fair. And he takes that relatively very comfortably there. And Rethel is gone for 23. He just hasn't looked right, Rethel, the whole innings. Went for a booming cover drive. And the uneven bounce has taken off and got the edge. And this one, unlike the first one where it fell short, this fell chest height to Linton Das. Disappointing innings by Jake Rethel. Just because he's a mate doesn't mean I'm not going to criticise him. I love him, but his technique wasn't there today. It was very poor. So Australia lose their first wicket. 1 for 45. Ball. That's where Bangladesh should have been. That's where Bangladesh should have been all morning. They really should have been there all morning. Just outside off stump. If you get attacked by a drive, so be it. Sometimes you've got to be prepared to that. You've got to bowl in the channel. You've got to be prepared to leak runs to get wickets. On a pitch like this, you need wickets. All right. Apologies, I'm just putting an update on X. So Labuschagne comes in. This is not easy to bat on, and he is under a lot of pressure, Marnus. A lot of pressure. He shouldn't be really in this team. It should be Curtis Patterson at 3, with all due respect. But these conditions are not easy. Are not very easy. It's going to be hard to start. And Mahmad, he's been the pick of the bowlers so far. Comes into Labuschagne wearing the long sleeves. Oh, leaves that just go. That was closer than probably Marnus would have thought there. It came back into him. But again, it just goes over the top of the stumps. Here's the bunny. Yeah, the bunny almost went first ball. That was more closer than what he thought. Good piece of bowling. Average of 44. That's a really good average. But that he started really well in his career. Really, really well. Made a lot of hundreds, and then he's just falling away. Comes in, left alone. It's the end of the over. So when you start really well in your Test career, your average will stay. Like if you have a few bad innings, the average will stay around where it will stay the way it is. And I love if you're up and down. Like if some scores you make 40, then you hit 0. If you make a 30 and you make 10, the average won't fall down too much because you've had a really good start to your career. So that sometimes can be misleading. Like if you've had a bad start to your career and then you make runs, the average will probably stay mid-30s. So averages can be deceiving at times. He hasn't made 102 years, Marnus. Yeah, his average is 44, still 44. So it just shows you that how good. Well, he was good early in his career. Head comes across, hits the single to mid wicket. I don't get this. I don't get the plan. I know why they're doing it, but you're just wasting a new ball. But he does get a single there. Head, or was it leg buys? Oh, he gets a single. That's all right. So Marnus on strike. So yeah, the averages can be deceiving if you have a really good start to your career. Like you look at the average and you think, geez, he's actually very good. But if you said he hasn't made runs in 2 years, you think, why is his average 44? It's because he started really well. Hit a lot of hundreds, high hundreds against Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Very good Ashes in 2019. So he comes into Labuschagne. Labuschagne leaves it alone, outside off. So wearing the long sleeve there, Marnus. Doesn't really usually wear that. He's a very superstitious person, Marnus. So it's a change there. If you're very superstitious and like to do things the same way, he's wearing the arm warmers. He's only got one sleeve though. I don't know why you'd be wearing that. It's 27 degrees in Durham. I'll take that. Weatherable stance looks like he's constipated and taking a shit. So Ibbott comes in. Oh boy, that's well wide. That probably will be called a wide. Oh, he's lucky there. The umpire being a bit lenient, having a snooze there. The umpire. Gee, there was. That's Kumar Dharmasama from Sri Lanka. Good old Kumar. Been around for a long, long time, Kumar. Good umpire. That should have been a wide, to be fair. Maybe he's being a little bit lenient because it's the first time that's happened. We'll see here. So comes in for Labuschagne. Again, outside off, left alone. None off 5. Run rate 3.6, 12 overs bowled. So he needs a good start here, Labuschagne. He's a nervous starter. Got a comment here. We love Kumar. There you go. Yep. Luke's mum here. Do you guys ever sleep? Go the Crows. It's going to stir up the crowd. You're going to get going here. So Labuschagne, again, outside off, left alone. He ain't going to have a bar of that Labuschagne early in his career. There's no point. I might as well leave that on recording. Outside off stump, left alone. But they've got to stay there, Bangladesh. They've got to stay, bowl that line. They've got to patient. Oh, what's the word? They've got to just got to keep bowling there. I can't think of the word. They've got to try his patience because Labuschagne ain't going to have a bar of that. So you just got to keep staying there. You got to force the issue. Are you doing all 5 days? No, not all 5 days. No, probably not. No. So Ebert comes again, outside off. Oh, that's good bounce. The keeper takes that above his head. Yeah, not all 5 days. Probably tomorrow. Not Saturday because I got the Geelong game. And if Sunday, if for some reason there's a day 4, maybe. But yeah, tomorrow, but not Saturday. Sunday, and if there's a day 5, I'll do day 5. But yeah. I'm not doing all day today because at lunch I've got to do something for a couple of hours, but I might be back for the 3rd session after 3 o'clock. So I'll miss the 2nd session, but I'll come back for the 3rd. So Mahmood comes in. Leg stump again, well played by Travis Head, mid to mid wicket. 16 off 36. So we saw this in the Ashes with Travis Head. He'd get to like 20 off 40, then 15 off 35, and then he'd explode. He'd just explode when the ball's old and the shine's gone away. But there's still some seam in the pitch. Seems a little bit different to swing. If the pitch isn't seaming and there's no swing, well, you can go gun ho. But if there's a little bit in the pitch, you just have to weather it. Travis Head outside off, little bit of a lazy shot there, no footwork, but managed to get some bat on it. And they'll get a couple there. Anthony, no, we have to work in new home. So Head goes to 18. He's got what helps Head as an opener. He's got really good hand-eye coordination. If you look at his technique, you think he shouldn't be opening, but because he's got excellent hand-eye coordination. It does help him because that cut shot he played was not very. It's not a traditional opener. It's not even an aggressive opener. He just put the bat out of there away from his body, hoping to use the pace of the ball. That's unlike an opener. Football, oh bang! That is see you later. Straight to the boundary. Wowee! That is beautifully timed by Travis Head. And here we go. So this fire has started. Wowee. So that was full and wide, and Head says, thanks for coming. Look at that. No footwork. Yeah. A little bit of footwork, not much, but it's just the hand coordination. Bang. Right on the meter of the bat. Right. Has the fire started? Coming around the wicket now. So he's trying to angle it in. Comes in. Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled Travis Head with a beauty. So he's came around the wicket. Pitched it. It's probably pitched the same. It's the same areas where Head hit that 4. And it's picked up off stump. Or has it? They're going to check the front foot. You're kidding me. That is a good piece of bowling. That would be a shame. They are checking the front foot. Oh, that would be a huge shame. So Head's played the drive. They're checking the front foot. That is not good. Oh, it's close. I think he's okay. Oh, they're going to have a look at this. This would be an absolute shame. So it's the same delivery. He went around the wicket. He got some movement in. No, I think he's fine. That's fine. I think that's fine. There was some... So his foot did slide, but if your foot goes at the back of the line and then it slides to the front, that is fine. That should be okay. How many days is streaming? Probably three. We're checking it again. No, see, I think that's fine. That's a wicket. So Steve Smith in nice and early. Well, that would have been an absolute shame if the foot wasn't behind the line. So in the rules of cricket, your front foot can be in front of the line if it slides. So if you land at the back of the line and your foot slides, which is very common, that's still a legitimate delivery because the contact was behind the line. So there was a bit of sliding there, and his front foot did go past the line as it slid, but his point of contact was behind it. So if anyone's confused there, saying, "Oh, his foot went past the line," it did, but his contact was the back of the line, then it slid, which is very common. The foot does slide across the crease, but that's a beauty of a delivery. And Steve Smith comes in and left alone way outside off stump. So it was a technical adjustment there by Mahmood. He went around the wicket. It was the same ball that Head just hit for 4 previously. And then Head. No, he was just caught in two. I think he wasn't sure how to play that Head. He's a bit angry with himself. I think that's a bit of a forced error there, to be fair. So Smith comes way out of his crease, almost like he's advanced there, and just plays a dot ball. Avitation says Head should have left that ball in hindsight. Yeah, he was just in, because he went around the wicket. He wasn't sure what to do. He should have really went for the cover shot. To be fair, he should have just. So he got caught in 2 minds. So that's a bit of a forced error, but it's good. It's good. It's a good technical change there by the bowler though to do something different. That's all it takes. That's all it takes as a bowler. Oh, Steve Smith got a stinger there in the warm-up. A little bit of a stinger, finger breaker. So outside off stump, left alone by Labuschagne. This is where the run rate's going to cop a hit here. So 2 new bowlers in. 2 for 52. He's batting outside of his crease, Steve Smith. Can I come in the box, please? Yeah, I just wanted to... for the third session, I'll let people in the third session, mate. But at this point in time, I just want to do this by myself. To be fair, mate, sorry. But I will let you in the box in the third session. Because I won't be here for the second session. But I will be there for the third session. So back comes in. Edge and just short of the bowler. So just short of the fielder. A diving come in there at third slip. Squared up Labuschagne. That's good bowling. And Labuschagne tries to defend there. Got the leading edge and just fell short of third slip. Well, with the uneven bounce we've seen this morning, That could have went anywhere. They could have taken it head high. Lucky for Marnus, he gets the luck of the green. Great commentary, Lucas. Labuschagne comes in and left alone. Labuschagne doesn't come in, he just stands there, but Ebert comes in and left alone by Labuschagne. Lucas, Australia's next radio commentator. Oh, thanks, Jamal. Really do appreciate it, mate. Oh, no, I'll let you in the box in the third session, mate. So Labuschagne 0 off 10. He's batting in his crease. Oh, squared him up a little bit, leading edge, looking for an LBW there. Marnus got some butt on it. He checks his bat, as they always do. When they get beaten like that or squared up, they check the bat. It's a good ball. It's a good bowling here, and I just think we've missed a trick not bowling first. I know there's only 4 millimeters of grass, but we should have bowled first. We would have had them 4-5 down. That's a missed trick. Yeah, in the end, when the grass warns off, it's going to be good for batting. But I just think we could have just rolled them in that first session because our bowlers are more accurate, more faster. Yeah, Avisation says, yeah, Jamal, no worries. But thanks for stopping by though, Jamal. Thanks for watching, mate. Do appreciate it. Because what's Ben's recent test form been like? Yeah, they won against Pakistan. They played Pakistan and won. They went to India last year. They actually did okay, but they still lost 2-0. They won against West Indies. They're actually sitting 5th in the World Test Championship. So technically, the Test Championship's still alive. So they have something to play for, which is good. But they need to win 2-0. They would need to win this series 2-0. I'll have Thursday, Friday off. Oh, okay, mate. Yeah. Oh, tomorrow. If we're going tomorrow, I'll let you on tomorrow for a session, and then when I get back today. But so yeah, they are sitting 5th, so they do have something to play for. It's not like they've came all the way here and they've got nothing to play for. If they do win 2-0, it keeps their World Test Championship alive. So I guess that's something. So Taskin coming back into the attack. I think he was too straight to Travis Head earlier, but now Travis Head's not there. Oh, good full ball to Smith. Smith just gets a bat on it. In fact, Smith is good enough. That's how good he is. He just gets a single from it. That was a good ball, a good full ball that seemed away. Yeah, Smith checking the replay there, and he said to the Marnus, yeah, that seemed in, mate. Oh, he just gets the bit of bat to it, doesn't he, Smith? So Labuschagne, 9th on the rankings, but they are sitting 5th in the World Test Championship. Bet West Indies. They went to Pakistan and won there. Good full ball. Labuschagne leaves his bat out there, leading edge, but it's safe. It will run away for a single. What has hurt Bangladesh badly? So I was just looking up something. So Taskin comes in. Oh, good football again to Smith, who's batting deep out of his crease, and again just gets a leading edge to it. So the reason Smith is batting out of his crease is trying to negate the seam. No, so apologies, you haven't lost me, but I'm just checking stuff on the other screen. And also, while Steve Smith is advancing, it gives it hard to give it an LBW. So Smith again out of his crease. So Tuscan comes in, Smith goes across his stumps and plays out the ball. They get a single here. That's good running. Very good running. Yeah. It did cop an absolute belting by Zimbabwe. And a once-off test match. Zimbabwe won that by an innings. Played in Zimbabwe on a road. And they got absolutely smoked. That's irrelevant to the World Test Championship, by the way. But that's the last test they played. Was against Zimbabwe, and they got absolutely smoked. They lost by an innings. So Zimbabwe made 500. Bangladesh only made 180 and 160. Wowee. Now Zimbabwe made 410. Bangladesh made 140. Then forced to follow on. They made 180. They lost by an innings. And 65 runs. They absolutely copped a belting there. But that was outside of the World Test Championship. That didn't count. You can have Test series. That doesn't include the World Test Championship. So that's their only Test match they've played. And that was in June. That was a month ago. So that's the only Test match they've played in 3 months. It was a one-off. Most of these Aussies batters have no Red Bull patience, and again, they prefer playing in franchise T20 tournaments, absolutely. So Bangladesh, they went to Pakistan and they won that series 2-0. I'm from Bangladesh, the weather. Oh, thanks for joining us, mate. So yeah, Bangladesh, they won 2-0 against Pakistan, which eliminated Pakistan from the World Test Championship. So problem here, Marnus wants a camera removed. See, this is where it becomes a joke now. This is where you just say, just get on with it. Steve Smith, sorry, not Marnus. Steve Smith, he does that a lot, Steve Smith. Like, you just got to get on with it, mate. You can't blame a camera for your problems. And the camera has a lot of white on it anyway. So I don't understand. Just get on with it. Ebbott comes in, just left alone by Steve Smith. So he comes in again. Edge dropped in the slips, or did it just not carry? It's either one, either just didn't carry or was dropped. The way that the reaction from the bowler and the fielders, it feels like it's dropped. Let's see here. Just by the reaction of the fielders, it looks like it has been dropped. You won't get that reaction. Let's see. Oh, yes, that's a bad drop. You must take your catches. That's a real bad drop. In fact, it wasn't even short. He carried right in the middle of his hands. He got a fair piece of it. That's poor catching. You must hold on to your catches in Australia. That's unacceptable. That's a dolly. That's a red hot dolly. That wasn't even like a bump ball. That really carried into the middle of his hand there, and he's dropped it. That is not good enough. Squared up Steve Smith. Oh, that's a dolly. That's a bad drop. You're delayed by a few seconds. I'm actually in front, but the problem is it's StreamYard. So it takes 30 seconds for me to broadcast from StreamYard to YouTube. So it's a YouTube thing, Jamal. But that is a real bad drop against Steve Smith. That is a good piece of bowling, and that's just a dolly. Just unexcusable. You cannot drop those in Test cricket. You must take your chances. Smith takes a single, Steve Smith. Gee, you get out Steve Smith. Australia in all sorts of trouble at 3 for 54. See, I thought it was one of those bump balls that either just carried or just didn't, but that clearly carried. That's a poor drop. It's a really poor drop. Well, it's a shame because they deserve that wicket. They've been bowling really good. I think Australia fucked up the toss here. So short, Labuschagne goes to pull that, but he just mistimes that. Yeah, every time you look at that replay, it's just a bad drop. Just got to take him. And what makes it worse, it's Steve Smith's. If the pitch does flatten out, boy, you'll make you pay. And that's the problem with these fielders from Asia. They're just the fielding quality outside of India. The fielding quality is not there. Not there. Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. No, India are very good in the slips. Very good team India in the slips. And when you come to Australia, or when you travel to a nation that is as big, like in England or Australia or South Africa or in India, you must take your catches. The fielding is just as important as the batting and bowling. And that's a fail there. That's their first real test, a chance there, and it's a failed. It's a bad miss. Yeah, catching is part of cricket. Some teams don't take it seriously. Yeah, others don't. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So that's a shame. Taskin comes in. Smith advances down the wicket, way out of his crease. He's almost in South Australia when he plays that Steve Smith. He's that far down the pitch. But I think we've just fucked this toss up. Yeah, at the end of the day, we might win this. So it'll flatten out, and then we'll make probably 300 runs in the next session. But the point is, we could have just put Bangladesh on the canvas in the first morning of the test match. Bangladesh, Australia on the ropes. They're bowling very well, so they need to take all their chances. They do. They do. So Smith advances, but it's outside of stump. He leaves it alone. I've got to update the scorecard. No, they're just showing that replay again. You can see, look at the fielder next to the one that dropped it. He just puts his hands on his ears. He can't believe it. It's a nice dive forward as well. So he hits the middle of the hand. When it hits your middle of the hand, you just got to grab it. That's where you want it as a fielder. Look at that. It comes right in the palm of your hand and then spills out. He's got hard hands. That's when it comes out like that, your hands are too hard. So he wasn't ready for it. And in Test cricket, you got to be ready for everything, especially if the pitch is like that. So his hands were hard. What I mean by that is that he didn't move in. He was diving forward, and his hands wasn't relaxed. His hands were quite stiff. And when you're fielding, your hands can go stiff. You got to relax them. So his hands wasn't relaxed, and it just went straight back out. Because as far as catching a ball, you want your ball to hit the middle of your hand right there. You don't really want it on your fingers or your thumb. You want it in the middle of your hand. LBW shout here, but that is way high, and Steve Smith is so far forward, you got no chance. But yeah, that's a bit disappointing. It's really no excuse for it, to be honest. Mentally, there's no excuse because the ball's zipping around. You got to expect everything. Steve Smith's so far forward, just cannot give that out. So Tuscan, full edge, carried not, no one in the slips, no third slip. They just took that slip out and put him into a mid-wicket region. And oh wow, they just took out that slip and it would have carried chest height. Cannot believe it. And the captain, he just puts his hands in his head. The bowler can't believe it. He's saying, why isn't there a third slip? That is a wasted chance. He just took that slip fielder out. Wowee. Oh, that's just poor captaincy. You can't do that. You got to back your bowler. So they've only got the 2 slips, and the ball's hooping around. You can't have 2 slips. You got to have 3. He just took out a slip. Oh, that's some bad captaincy there. It would have been chest high. It would have been an easy catch to take. I agree. That's really poor. And Linton Das is a very good captain in my opinion, but he got that horribly wrong. That is not good enough. Is Fly the Bangladesh? Yeah, I think it's Linton Das. It could be Mushy. It could actually be Mushy, but I think Linton. In fact, it's not Mushy either. It's the cap. They said the captain's Shanto, but Das is keeping. Yeah, because they went to Das for the review, and Das reviewed it. But they're saying that Shanto's the captain, but Das made the review. The early LBW. We'll have to look into that. See, another website saying that it's Shanto, it's Das that's the captain. Let me check the official. Let me check the ICC here. We'll check the ICC. because the ICC would know. So apologies here if I go off screen or if my camera freezes. I'm just checking. They're saying it's Shanto. So Shanto's the captain. So anyway, there you go. Shanto's the captain. So Ibit comes in. Edged and caught. That one's caught. Labuschagne goes for one. That's a good catch in the slips. And Labuschagne is out. And they're in trouble, Australia. 3 for 61. Oh, they're going to check this. Oh, but I think it's carried here. Clean as a whistle. Oh, yes. Not even close. And Shanto, that is the captain. Takes the captain's catch. And it's 3 for 61. Labuschagne's bad form continues. 1 off 20. That's a nice catch there by Shanto. He owns his bowler a wicket because he took away the third slip. And Labuschagne nightmare continues. And who's in next? Green. Fuck me. This is good bowling by Bangladesh. Very close to my duck prediction. Well, I said 0 off 20. He got 1 off 23. You're very close. But his bad form continues. They are 3 for 61 and they have fucked up the toss. They should have bowled. We would have had him. We would have had him 7-8 down for 50. Come in. The pitch is cleared. So the grass is gone. Bang. Brilliant time for batting. Cameron Green, another man that's in form, so out of form, needs runs. A nervous starter. That doesn't help on a pitch like this, a nervous starter. With all due respect, they should be 5 down, really. Australia. I've had a lot of luck. Drop cat. Steve Smith just got dropped by a dolly of a catch. Should be a lot worse than 3 for 61 with all due respect. So Ebert comes in. Oh, edge! Oh, just short as well. Green's feet went nowhere. Absolute nowhere. And it fell just short to the keeper. Oh, he's batted away his body. He just poked at Cameron Green. It's a good bowling wicket. There's a lot of grass on it that's getting a lot of movement, and Cameron Green went nowhere with that. He just put his bat out away from his body and just try to soften the blow. You've got to be really good here, Bangladesh. They've got to pitch it right up, attack that stump, take that off stump. They've got a very good opportunity here. They did this in India a year ago where they had India 3 for 50 and then they just put the foot off the gas and India got them. It was the first test match where India, they were like 3 for 40 and then Bangladesh, they just dropped a couple of catches and they let India back in the game and they actually got belted. So what have they learnt from that? This is a similar position. What's their learnings from that match? It's just awful by Labuschagne. And a really good catch by Shanto, who is their official captain by the ICC. So I don't know why Linton Das is taking reviews, because it's the captain that does the reviews, not the keeper. But that doesn't matter. Another good ball. Full. Green just taps it away. It's good bowling this. Really good bowling. The seam bowlers have got a lot better. They're a spin-friendly bowling nation, but their seam bowlers over the last 5 years have improved, have very much improved. They're on par with probably likes of West Indies, Sri Lanka. They've worked hard. So 4, green puts it away, straight down the ground, didn't time it. We'll pick up 2 here, green. In fact, he picks up 3. That's good running. So 3 for 64. Green will be on strike for the next ball of the over. So around this time, head would be coming in. And the pitch is hooping around. It's probably best that head doesn't come in that position. So if the pitch is real green, really green and seaming, it doesn't really matter if head's opening, because you don't want him to come. You want head to be where batting is at its best. So at this time, he'd be coming in now, and batting would be hard. So it doesn't really matter where he's batting, to be fair. But when he's making low scores on flat wickets, that's where you say he should he be opening. But on this wicket, can't really blame that. Green away from his body, drives, good shot, but no run. Marnus to be dropped, no 103 years. There you go. 3 years. I said 2, so I'm being lenient there. This is where the Bangladesh bowlers should have been in the first 10 overs, to be fair. This could have been a lot worse from Australia. They've already dropped Steve Smith. Nice and full. Green drives. Good shot. That's more better by Green, but again, didn't time it well. So he should pick up 3. Again, comes back for the 3rd. Yes. So a couple of good drives by Green, but they can't be off put by that Bangladesh. You've got to still pitch it up. Got to be prepared to leak the runs to get the wickets. Taskin to Smith. Oh, huge LB shove. He goes across Steve Smith, but he's so far forward. Just can't give it. And the English umpire, they're thinking about this Bangladesh. There's Linton, Duss and Shanto discussing, and they say no. He's so far forward, Steve Smith. So it's the 2 metre rule. If you're 2 metres down the crease, oh gee, that looked adjacent to me. But if you're 2 metres down the crease, you'll be given not out. And probably a little bit high as well, Steve Smith. Steve Smith's... I don't like that. I don't like when he does that, but he does that. Oh, good piece of fielding there by Bangladesh. Oh, wow. I reckon Steve Smith was out there. So he's batting outside of his crease. He hits it to slip. Slips, throws the ball at the stumps. A lot of hands on heads there. Let's look at this. Wowee, good piece of fielding. Oh, he just gets back. He would have got back. He would have been fine. But geez, that's quick fielding there by Bangladesh fielders. Smith comes in. Defends, advances down the wicket. Crap start by Australia. We love it as an umpire if batsman's telling you the result of the call. Yeah, that's it. No, you wouldn't like it. No, you would. Does that a lot, Steve Smith. He just told the umpire that it was going too high. Richard Ellington, another good umpire from England. So we've got 2 for a series like this. I'm surprised we've got 2 really good umpires. I thought we would have got someone like bloody Joel Wilson or another inexperienced umpire, but we've got 2 good umpires. both been around for many, many years, these two umpires. So that's very good. We've got them for a series like this. I guess it doesn't really matter if you got DRS and all that, but yeah, usually in a series like this, you'd probably get an umpire that's only had 20 test matches or 30. But we've got two really good experienced umpires, which is good. And I think they've been very good as well, the umpires. Jeez, have a look at those ages. Look at that. Lyon, 38, Smith and Boland, 37, Stark, 36, Hazelwood, 35, Carey, 34, Head, Labuschagne, 32, Cummins, 33, bloody hell. So Green hits it to mid-wicket. It's a little bit finer. He will pick up a single for that. It's good work. So at least he's batting a little bit better with conviction here, Green. Steve Smith is struggling. To be fair, Steve Smith shouldn't be out there. He got dropped. How about focus on hitting the ball instead of its LBW, yeah. So, yeah. The butt comes in. Steve Smith playing across. Oh, geez, that's dead if that hits. There's no room for margin there. No error for margin there. Or no margin for error. Finally got there. You missed that, mate. You are dead. You're gone. See you later. So he's batting across his stumps. Yeah, there's the ICC Test team rankings. Bangladesh 9, Australia 1. But they are sitting 5th on the table, Bangladesh. And they've still got it to play for. If they win 2-0, Smith outside off just leaves it alone. So at least Bangladesh came here with something to play for. It comes in. Oh, huge shout. Oh, did he hit that, Steve Smith? They're reviewing this, Bangladesh. There's a massive shout. Given not out, Steve Smith is unfazed. They're going to review this, Bangladesh. Was there a noise? They've gone straight away. Steve Smith says, shaking his head, saying no. And they've reviewed this, Bangladesh. Fair delivery. That was really weird. Umpire gave it not out. They reviewed straight away. Nothing on DRS. There's no spike. It's just a strange appeal. They just went ballistic, Bangladesh. They reviewed it straight away. But on the Ultra Edge, there's nothing. There's no spike. Ball is close to the bat, though, but there's no spike. You have to go by the technology. Bangladesh are convinced. They're celebrating. Steve Smith is shaking his head. And it's been given not out. Well, they're not happy with that, Bangladesh. They can't believe it. Bangladesh cannot believe it. They're not happy out there. Some words to the umpire, some words to Smith. They feel like they've been half done by there. They went up. To be fair, they went up. The keeper went up like the keeper would know. To be fair, the keeper would know. He went up straight away, Linton Duss, and they reviewed it straight away. So they've heard something past the bat. There is no hotspot. There's no hotspot in Australia, which is stupid, which is absolute ridiculous. We've had controversy with the DRS before in the Ashes. We've had controversy, don't forget. But these are two very experienced umpires. They shook their head straight away. Steve Smith shook his head. But they look disappointed, Bangladesh. They've got to keep their heads up here. 3 for 68. Smith comes in, advances, plays it, hits it to the covers for no run. They were adamant. They were celebrating. When that ball went past the bat, they were celebrating before the keeper caught it. So there was obviously a noise. Have we got another DRS controversy? See, look at that. Look at the reaction. They went up before he even caught it. So they heard something. So something was heard. So Ibat comes in. Gets on top of Steve Smith. Well, have we got another DRS Ultra Edge blunder? There were plenty of those in the Ashes where it became a joke. Have we got another one? That's all we need is another controversy. Yeah, see, teams won't, bowlers won't go up like that. Keepers won't go like the keeper. He puts his hand up and just walks casually, runs to the bowler to celebrate. They don't do that. So I reckon there would have been a noise and Spike, the Ultra Edge, hasn't heard it. Smith is not a walker, no. My God, no. So I'm convinced that there is a noise, but the Ultra Edge hasn't picked it up. But they got a bouncer. In the air, cannot controlled here. Where's this going to go? There's a fielder there and just goes past the fielder's head. And a 6 that wasn't controlled though. They're very short boundaries. That went on top of Cameron Green. So it's all happening out there in the middle. Cameron Green was nowhere in. It got a top edge, actually. It was not in control. The bouncer grew as a good bouncer by Taskin. And the fielder was in play, but it's a very short boundary here on these grounds. So if that was a Brisbane or Melbourne, that is see you later. The length of the ground has helped Cameron Green there, but that's a very good bouncer. Outside off, Green plays a cut shot and mistimes it. Wowee. Like I said, the scoreboard's a bit flattening. It feels like this. It could easily be 6 for 50. And that's a very skillful bouncer. He plays a lot of white ball cricket, Taskin. That's a white ball delivery there. A short, good bouncer. And Green, no, he had no control. He's just so lucky it's a short boundary. That is out probably 90% of grounds. Unfortunately, this was the 10%. So all the luck with the Australians so far. Left alone by Cameron Green. First, since his Test 100 in 2003, Marnus has had 42 innings and scored 788 with an average of 20. Yeah, see, I said that about averages. It can be misleading. So he's averaging 44 in his career. But his last 42 innings are 20. But because he started so well, his average won't take a full. LBW shout, but way too high, not even bothering with that. It's like Steve Smith. If Steve Smith has 20 ducks in a row, his average is still going to be in the high 50s. So the average is misleading. Well, he's out of form. Why is he playing exactly? This is really good bowling by the Bangladesh bowlers. Another controversial ultra edge decision. Just the way they went up, you don't do that unless you're 100% sure. It wasn't an appeal. It was like a walk-off appeal. Yeah, you've hit it, mate. See you later. And the disappointment in the Bangladesh faces when it was given not out by the third umpire, they couldn't believe it. A lot of controversy in the Ashes with the DRS, with the ultra edge, and we've had another one here. So comes in, leading edge, Green's gone! God, what a catch at mid-wicket, and Cameron Green's gone! That's a beauty of a catch by Mushy. He's a very experienced fielder, probably one of their best fielders, Mushy. Takes a ripping catch at mid-wicket, and Cameron Green is gone. They are in all sorts of trouble, Australia. 4 for 74. Cameron Green playing away from his body, asking for trouble. The ball is, we're going to check the front foot. You're kidding. No, he's fine. Cameron Green, nothing shot. Playing away from his body, and Mushy, Mushafiq, all known as Mushy, takes a really good catch. Can't believe it. And they've deserved that, Bangladesh, and Cameron Green's gone. They're in all sorts of trouble. That's just a poor shot by Cameron Green. He's batted away from the body, and that's lunch. That is lunch, and they're in all sorts of trouble, Australia. They're lucky to be set 4 for 70. They really should be 6 for 40 or something. They've been so lucky. So lucky. Marnus is there to be enforced of bounces and make silly but funny remarks. Like, no run on the field. Make no mistake, that was Bangladesh's complete domination, and we fucked up the toss. We have fucked up the toss. Wowee. Just make a choice and back it in. Seems like no batter I've seen is showing any decisiveness. Just a poor shot. I don't know where he was going with that. His body was out of position, wasn't in line with the bowler. He's playing away from his body. It was just a nothing shot. A typical Green shot. What a start this is from Bangladesh. Apologies, I'm going off camera on X. Yeah. Just could have just poor batting. Just look at that by Green. Like what's he doing? Falling away. His body's falling away. He's putting his bat so far out of from his body. What you doing, mate? Fucking hell. And they've been outstanding, Bangladesh, apart from that drop catch by Steve Smith, where they should have caught. Apart from that, they've been outstanding. There's another controversy with the ultra edge. Maybe Steve Smith hit it. But apart from that drop catch, they've been outstanding, Bangladesh. They're on top. They're absolutely on top. And we've fucked up the toss. We've absolutely fucked up the toss. It doesn't make sense. So you've brought back these bowlers. You've played Hazelwood. You've played Cummins. You've played Stark. And yet you see a Green top deck and you've batted first. It doesn't make fucking sense. It makes no sense. They do what they want, this mob. They do what they want. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They just do what they want. And we don't know how Bangladesh are going to bat. They're an up and down team when it with the batting Bangladesh. Some days they're very good. Some days they're bad. But we fucked it up. We have fucked the toss up. 4 for 70. It could have been 7 for 50. And it's lunch as well. So if you're wondering why I'm not doing commentary, they have taken lunch. An early lunch. I can't do the lunch session. I'll be here for the third session. So I won't be here all day. I am going to go in about 5 minutes, but looks like Kieran Webster to play saviour roles and batting again. Yeah, intent has been terrible. Their mindset is like it's a practice match or even a training session. They're far from ready to compete. Look at Steve Smith. So the Channel 7 the Channel 7, they're showing the reaction of Steve Smith when the DRS is being shown. Steve Smith looked like he's ready to walk off. Steve Smith's it's almost like he's waiting for the decision to be made. He speaks to Green there. And then he walks off, shaking his head. There's no doubt he's hit that, Steve Smith, and the technology hasn't backed him up, which has been a problem in the Ashes. And yeah, when it's been given not out, Steve Smith. Yeah, he hit that. Another ultra edge controversy. We saw it in the Ashes. We've seen it here. Pathetic session by the Australians. Absolute pathetic. So I've got 3. It's not 3. It's 5. Wowee. Not good enough. Not good enough. Right, this is where we're going to end the stream. I do have to do something for a couple of hours, but hopefully I'll be back for the third session. But yeah, wowee, that is just pathetic. Absolute pathetic. And we fucked the toss up. Because we do what we want, don't we? With Pat Cummins. The woke patrol. We do what we want. The hell with it. The hell with everything else. 4 for 74, sorry, not 5. Look at that. Look. Heads our opening high. Heads our so far the highest opening batsman. And he's an opener again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I know I've got a lot of watching, but I do have to do stuff, so I do apologise. But hopefully I'll be back for the third session. It's just the anxiety of the start of the summer. Even Cummins looks to have blown, having brown jocks here. Wowee. I've got no idea what that says, but I'm going to take... Now, if you're going to be a spammer... Get rid of that. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that. We don't want you spamming. Get rid of that. See you later, mate. I don't mind foreign language. I'll put it on, but if you're going to spam... I have no tolerance for that, mate. Right, so that is it. Hopefully I'll be back for the third session, and who knows, maybe Bangladesh will be batting. Thank you all for watching the first session with me. And I'll try to get back for the third session. Goodbye for now. Fucking hell.